Hi and welcome back to my solo playthrough of Stefan Feld's Luna. I believe that rules-wise I should be really okay. There was a very helpful comment making me aware that when the bot player has taken over this book here, they should also score a point. But I believe that's really one of the rules that is different from the original version of the game. There are really some very subtle changes in this deluxified version of the game, and I believe the scoring for those books is one of those. But thanks anyway for your comment, really appreciate a lot. I may be okay rules-wise, but I'm pretty sure that points-wise I'm in very bad shape. I think the bot player is already at 15, I'm at 11, but keep in mind I already started 5 points, so not really a lot I really achieved in this game. But I think with that being said, let's get into the second of 6 rounds. And again, I get to choose an island with novices of my opponent and deactivate all of those. And right now I'm really tempted to deactivate this one here because first of all, it only allows them to move their disc one step ahead in this, I keep forgetting what it is. It's temple track. And on top of this, if I deactivate this one here, there is no active meeple on this island, which means the master builder is here. So the AI will not be able to build another shrine, and shrines are worth 4 points at the end of the game. So I guess that might be the best bet, right? On the other hand, no, I think that's okay. Let's do it like this. So we are going to activate this one here, which means we are moving the disc here in the member of the council track. So right now they're already at 3 points. I'm at 0 still, but I really do hope that we are going to change that. Oh, so much to do, so little time. Have to live with that. Okay, that was basically all that happens. No, it's not. Of course, we are still going to place one of those temple tiles here, and we have to take the highest one. And of course, the highest one needs to have a meeple there. So maybe I should have considered deactivating those guys. Oh, that's now tempting, but I think no, I think not. We will leave it as is. So we are going to build this temple tile here for our AI player. So we're going to place that here. We are taking one of their novices from the corresponding island. They had 2 there. And now we are adjacent, or he's adjacent to us. The number of this tile is higher than our tile, which means we are getting pushed out of the temple onto the landing stage. I believe that's what it's referred to. And therefore, the AI will also score 1 point for that. And because I'm no longer in the temple, yeah, we basically have to either bribe our way back in, or we can move out of there using those title tokens, for example. But yeah, for now we are not scoring any points in the temple, and they're already at 5, and that's really significant. So that's really something which you have to control to some extent. Of course, let's not forget the 5 points for building a temple tile in the second round, that is. So the AI player is already at 21 points. Are you kidding me? I have no clue what I'm doing here, honestly. And then it's our turn, and I think the first action should be relatively straightforward. We are using this meeple here, the novice, and I think AJ told me that these guys look like little Cthulhu cultists. And I told him the day when Stefan Feld is publishing a Cthulhu-based Euro kind of game in his whatever signature style, I think I will stop collecting board games, because then it is complete. Really, this would be really hilarious. Okay, because we have a shrine here, we only need 1 novice, which allows us to grab this resource here, which later on hopefully allows us to build another shrine. Problem now is we currently don't have any novices here at the island with the master builder. And on top of this, I didn't pay attention here, because this means we will lose 4 points at the end of this round, whereas we will only score 5 if we stay here with the majority. On the other hand, we could also now say, for 1 point, do we really want to stay here or not? That's really something worth to consider. On the other hand, the AI player is not losing points because of the apostate, so they will simply score 5 points there. And right now, that's the only source of point income for me. Oh, this game is so brutal. It's already brutal when playing multiplayer, but really against this AI player. I'm already playing on the very easiest difficulty level. The game, or the solo game, comes with 3 of those, so I have no clue how to deal with that. But okay, we have gathered a resource. We have some other resources from a previous round. We still have the ship, we still have the money back, so we have options. I think that's at least something. The question now is, do I want another preparation round, or do I really want to start moving in? Right now I could decide on moving this apostate away with an expulsion action down there. The thing is, I wouldn't be in the lead anymore on this island, because again, then I would have to activate at least one of those, and then it's pretty much a tie. And because the AI player is further ahead in this council track, they would win that tie. Still, I would gain 2 points, but I would also lose 2 points because I would only move that apostate 1 space away. But I still think this might be the better deal, unless I'm really thinking of moving 2 of them away. But this wouldn't help me moving 2. If so, I would have to move all 3. But then again, why would I have moved these guys here? Oh, that's so bad. This is so bad. On the other hand, I could still use my ship, but I want to use my ship for the master builder. This is so bad. But okay, I will do it. I will use the expulsion action. I will activate one of those guys and will send the apostate 1 island further. So I moved from losing 4 points to only 2 points. And maybe there is a possibility. No, I don't think so. I don't think I will get one of those, because I will not gain another herb token. No, that's not gonna happen. But we still have 2 folks here. Maybe I should now really focus on progressing on the council track. I need 3 steps in order to place my disc on top of the AI player second, and whoever is on top, I think, gets to break the ties. Oh, I need to check that actually. And yes, that's the case. The player who is on top will break those ties. And I would score 3 points. So overall, that's also not a bad idea actually. Something worth to consider. But I also want to score some points this round. So I guess I could score some points by using this meeple there. But then I would lose my meeple here, because this meeple next to a shrine, I only need 1 dude to keep moving there, or to activate them, and then I would gain this wild card. This will be more or less, I don't know, a replacement for one of my novices, or any action that requires 2 novices. I could spend this token to replace 1 real novice with that one. So overall, also a very powerful thing. And the only 2 temple tiles I could get are those 2, either from a tidal wave, or we have to take 1 from up there. And maybe that's still not the worst idea, because I want to score some points, and I think I need to get back to the temple as soon as possible. Yeah, I guess let's do that. So I want to go for a promotion. Normally it requires 2 novices. 1 goes next to the island, 1 goes to the temple tile. Because I have a shrine here, I only need the fellow that goes to the temple tile. And of course, because it's the one with this novice token, I have to go to the appropriate thing here. In theory, I could pride my way in front, or 2 spaces here in front of the guardian or the guard, but I don't have any novices on those islands, so I think let's not get there. And then in order to get from here into the temple again, I would need to spend another of those primary tokens, so not gonna fly either. So I guess I will do it like this, and then I think with my next action, in theory, I could directly move back here to the temple. I wouldn't gain anything other than the 5 points, of course, but yeah, I think I have to go back to the temple. So I will place this guy in here. There are no novices around me, especially novices from the AI player, so I'm not pushing anyone out. And I think maybe I should have mentioned that these books here, they protect you. That's the whole reason of those books. So let's say I would have placed someone in here. 6 is higher than a 4, but this novice is protected by the book. So in order to send this guy out of the temple here, I have to first grab that book, and therefore I need another book token in order to do that. But I don't have that. But here in this case, it doesn't matter anyway. I will still score the 5 points because that's the current round we are in. So at least I'm making some progress here points-wise. So now I'm at 16. And I still have a couple of actions left. But I believe I'm one novice short to do something meaningful. This guy here is kind of a lost cause. So here you see that I need a ship or a title token in order to move them away. But then with my full force, I could move those anywhere. I have two things I still want to do. Or one thing that I want to do for sure. And I guess that's to build. So yeah, I will have to spend my ship token so it goes back to the respective island, and I need to move 2 novices from one island, and right now I have 3 islands. So one is over here and 2 are over there. Here I'm not sure if I will break any ties there or not, so I don't know if that's my best bet right now. Those 2, 1 2 3 4 5 also don't really matter to me right now. Of course, having the ship token here is huge, don't get me wrong, but also having these book tokens here is relatively important and powerful. Scores you some points, and you can protect your novices in the temple, which obviously is never a bad thing. But right now I feel this ship one might be more powerful. No, I think I want to move those 2 fellas over to the island of the master builder. Because we used the ship, we can leave them activated, which now means I could now build a shrine, and I think that's what I'm going to do. So I will deactivate both of those. I have to take 2 because, yeah, again, I don't have any shrines there, but that's about to change. So I'm giving back this token, which allows me to build, and I will now build the shrine here onto this island according 4 point by the end of the game. And now I only need 1 fella here to gain these herbs. And again, those herbs allow you to reactivate your novices at one island. Very powerful thing. And then I still have a lot of dudes. And again, I'm 1 short, and that's so frustrating. And right now I'm really thinking of, don't care about the 5 points. I will go with the 2 points here. I will lose those 2 points, but that's a wash. That's okay. I still think I should take the 5 points from placing meeples or novices into the temple. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So I will deactivate 1. 1 goes to the temple, or rather the temple tile here accordingly. And then, yeah, with my next action, I will bring him into the temple. I think there's sanctification, exactly. We are placing it here. Now, we would have the situation here. So if I would have played my cards correctly, I could have taken this book away and moved this guy out. But I think right now, no, I'm fine. I will leave it like it is. So we are scoring the 5 points here because we have successfully sanctified with dynamite. And this will also, those guys will score me at least 2 points at the end of the round. That's definitely something. And I still have 2 more active meeples. And I guess with those, I will either take another ship token or I will use them to mate. And I think, let's mate. Yeah, let's do that. And I just noticed something, but okay, it is what it is. No, we are mating here, which means we are bringing out another novice, which we might be able to use later on, but I think he's in the wrong spot actually. Okay, I'm really playing this poorly. And now I'm pretty much out of actions. The one thing I could do now is to use my money back to sneak this guy back into the temple. But I know for sure that I will lose this guy potentially again, but that's a little bit up to me actually. What is this? This is the number 15, and number 15 is down there. No, if I play my cards correctly, I'm actually not losing this guy. Yeah, I will use this money back to bribe way back into the temple. I have to I think the highest available, or any one available one. In this case, it's the number one. That's the only one that's missing. And that's, I think, the one weakness in a 2-player game. This is definitely more fun when you play with 3 or 4 players. You have way more spaces here. There's way more competition in these spaces. There's way more, not really area control, but more neighborhood things where you can push out novices into the landing stage, for example. That's the one minor weakness in a 2-player game. Apart from that, I think it's really perfectly fun. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this round. Yes. So we are going to score, and the one big mistake I made, or the one thing I forgot, is that I won't score any points here at all, of course. So bad. I didn't pay attention because these guys are next to the island. Oh, come on. Okay. But I will not take that back. For me, that's a learning exercise to really see how challenging this solo mode is. And yes, it is. But this means solo player gets another 5 points. Then we are moving the Moon Priestess, I think 5 spaces ahead. But let's do the scoring first. We are losing 2 points up here, so 1, 2. The shrines do not count, by the way. It's only really the novices, and there it doesn't really matter if they're active or not. So that's 2 points. We are getting 3 back, and there is even a small token for 3. So overall, these tokens really do work. And then we will still score some points from the temple. So that's 1, 2, 3 points for us, and I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points for a solo player or AI player. So I will give them a 10 and we'll return a 5. But yeah, there's really more than enough coin available for those victory points. So that's, you really will not run out of those. I believe those were all of our points. Now we are moving all the folks. So let's move the Guardian over here. We are removing this tile, so those 2 have become available. And then we are moving the Moon Priestess. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I think that's not bad at all. And we are moving the Master Builder. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I was aware that we are not going to build anything on this island, but that's okay. That's perfectly okay. The Apostate will move to the next island where we do have meeples, and that's unfortunately over here. So if we have to move away here, otherwise we will lose 4 points. Again, I didn't really pay attention enough, and I believe last thing to do is to reactivate all of our novices accordingly, and then we are moving into the next round. Again, we have to basically deactivate one of the novices there. And again, we are going for this island here. And the reason for that is, of course, right now we have the majority. Even if we are moving all of those guys away, we still have 1 shrine here. So we will win those 5 points. And right now they will gain nothing. That's definitely a bonus. They will advance 1 space on the council track here. They're still at 3 points, but we are still at 0, and they will break all the ties. That's so bad. And last but not least, they are going to build either this or that. This one we just have deactivated, and I did that for a reason. Otherwise they would have pushed 2 of our meeples out, and that's definitely a no-go. So we are going for this one. We are taking the last remaining dude from that island, moving it into the temple. So they are not going to push out any of our novices here, which is a good thing, but they will still score 4 points because that's what the current round track will tell us. So we have a 5 here. They will give 1 back. So I think overall, what do we have? 20, 30, 35 points. Are you serious? 10, 20, 30, 35 points. Awesome. Okay, nothing I can do about that. We are not, again, they're not taking any books away from me. That's at least something. So maybe I'm not playing the book game here. Of course, they will always score them 2 points. And right now, that's 6 points at the end of each round. That's terrible. Truly terrible. But I believe now I get to take my turn. So what am I going to do? I definitely need to stay here. I could deactivate both. Or I could send 1 to the temple, actually. Oh, that's tempting. And I could still use 1 to get the healing herb because I still have my shrine here. So I will still win the favor of the Moon Priestess. So I think, yeah, let's totally do that. So with our first, we are taking this healing herb. Awesome. We only need one, keep in mind, because we have a shrine here. The next one, we are going to send this guy next to the Guardian here, because, yeah, he allows us to place our novice into the temple. And I think with my next action, I'm going to immediately sanctify this guy into the temple. Again, I'm not really sending anyone away. That's still okay. We are getting 4 points, 2. I take that. So where is a 5? So let's have a quick look at the score. This goes away, 15, 20, 26 points, and yeah, they're over 30. Are you kidding me? Okay, it is what it is. And then I still have stuff to do. That's definitely something. I'm not going to build this round, but I might build a next round. So we are still taking that action here, which gives us one of those tokens. And any token that you haven't spent is worth 1 point by the end of the game. But they're really so scarce that you typically will try to use them as much as possible. And then let's check the situation on the board. So where will everyone move? So the Master Builder will move down here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. Right now we don't have anyone here, so maybe we want to get someone here. Definitely something we need to consider that. The Moon Priestess will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up there, also where we don't have anyone. That's brutal. So do we want to? I think we want to build next round, and we still have the situation up there where we would lose 4 points if we are not doing anything. Of course, we could send the Apostate one step ahead, and then we could still use the sailboat. Maybe that's the better deal. Of course, we could also move away completely, but I think that doesn't help us either. Do I want to send them all away? I could go for a normal journey action, so I can take any number of active novices and send them to other islands, anywhere. I could really move them around very freely, but they all will end up deactivated. That's the one downside, but still it's a relatively powerful action. So I don't need to send 3 guys over here. I could send 2 guys next to the island with the money bag in order to build, and then maybe move someone already over here for the next round, for example, preparing myself there accordingly. Maybe that's not a bad idea, actually. So we are going for a journey action. Those 2 guys will move down here, but again, they will be deactivated. That's kind of a bummer. We still have 1 guy left up there at the ship. And again, I can move them from anywhere, as long as they're active, that is. So the question is, or I could also move this guy now back to... that might be the better deal, actually. I think so. I think I will move this fellow now back to this island here. Cannot use it right away. Of course I could. I mean, yeah, I think at least I really could, because I have the healing herbs. Okay, that's something to consider still. So I could reactivate him and take this, but maybe, no, that's not the most important thing. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. We will leave him here, and then we are already down to only 1 island left down here. So do I want another title token, or do I want to, let's call it, it's recruit. We are not... We're not procreating ourselves. The tidal wave might be the better deal, actually. On the other hand, I could still move, but with the tidal wave, I could also move other folks around from anywhere, also deactivated folks. This might be the better deal too. No, I think let's simply park them here. We are going for that tidal wave. So overall, we are now at 3 tokens already. This could be 3 additional points, but we are also doing okay in respect to the shrines. Problem is, at the end of this round, the AI will also build a shrine. And we don't have to deactivate them in any way. We are simply placing 1 shrine here. Of course, we didn't do that during the very first round because they start the game with a shrine already. And we also didn't do that for the last round because there was no active novice on that respective island. So nothing I can do about that. And I guess that's that. We are going or moving into the scoring. So here we are gaining 5 points. Again, I'm also taking a 5 now and exchanging this. So I guess let's do that again. We can make some change. So we are also at 31 points if I don't, I think 31, yep. We are not losing any points up there, that's at least something. And then we are gaining 4 points here. Okay, that's not bad, but I think the AI, I think we already made the, yeah, that's 6 points for the AI player. Are you kidding me? Okay, they're really in a great shape because they're already at 41 points, whereas we are at 35 only. So 6 points are separating us. They still score 3 points from the council track, keep that in mind. And yeah, the game is definitely far from being over, of course. So let's do the end of round cleanup. So again, we are moving the Guardian over. We are moving the Moon Priestess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over there. Definitely a bummer. We know 1, 2, 3, 4. We are moving this guy is over here, which is good news, obviously. And the Apostate is moving 1 space down here because this is where we have one of our novices. And then we are going to reactivate everyone accordingly. And then we would move into the next round. But I think I will end my playthrough for today again. With my next and most likely final episode, I should be able to finish my playthrough. It's still 3 more rounds to go. I believe the AI player is somewhat maybe slowing down because having those guys here now is definitely, when they're here, they're not out there. They cannot do a lot of stuff, but of course it's now up to me making some meaningful decisions, making sure they're not pushing me out of the temple too much, and maybe also preparing the round that he's not going to build any more shrines, or not a lot more shrines, and all these kind of things. Really a nice little puzzler, but I have really no clue how to play this game well. Anyway, I really hope you are still enjoying my little playthrough of Stefan Feld's Luna. I definitely have a blast here. I really do enjoy it. A big deal, actually. Huge shout out to all of my patrons out there. Really appreciate all your support. For all the others, if you want to support my channel, you will find a link to my page on Patreon. You can join me here on YouTube. You can like and subscribe to this video, to my channel. Also greatly appreciated and really helps me. And yeah, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. And until then, bye bye.